Quiet breezes seem to whisper.
Somebody!
Stay nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be. Little dream of me.
It is well known in the year 2017 that video games are violent. And, in my opinion, that's what makes them fun. You wouldn't want to play a game called Classroom Simulator or Let's Write That Term Paper. But perhaps a better question would be, do video games cause violence? A psychological group has reported that more than 90% of children in the entire United States play video games. And among the ages of 12 to 17, that number rises to 97%. That's not even to mention the millions of young adults and adults that all play games. There are millions upon millions playing video games in the United States. To answer my own question, and being a gamer myself, I would argue that no, video games do not cause violence in the sense the media want you to believe. It boils down to the individual user and their capacity to handle the images and context that these games provide. There are proper rating systems in place to tell people what, the game contains. These ratings also prevent youth from purchasing the games themselves, when they're not old enough. It also boils down to parenting. And in my opinion, I'm in no place to tell people how to raise their kids. But if a parent is oblivious to what their kids are playing and then wonder why their child is shouting curse words or pretending to breach a room full of terrorists, that's on them. There have been thousands of tests to see if video games induce violent behavior, and not a single one has proven conclusive evidence. Whitney DeCamp, an associate professor of sociology at Western Michigan University, claims that the evidence points to no relationship between gaming and violent behavior, or an insignificant link between the two. He also claims that studies that say they have found something are always forgetting a single but important main point. Humans, as a species and animal, can have a predisposition to violence. Professor DeCamp also goes as far to say that violent video games may help reduce societal violence rather than increase it in general. Think about the movie The Purge, where people get their anger out once every year, one night of the year. But instead of actually purging, people play video games. Think about it. Without a doubt, we have a serious issue with violence here in the States. It has become the norm to read or see about a mass shooting almost once every week now. Is it all just coincidence? Maybe. But, in my opinion, it's a larger issue. Video games are not the cause of that issue, for sure. America has a mental health issue. This is something that we are just beginning to realize after exhausting every single scapegoat that the media had available to them, which did include video games, and to an extent, they are still being blamed, but it's much better today in 2017. But if there's any substance to any of these claims, with the number of people playing games today, if video games really did cause violence and cause you to act out what you see, the world would look a lot more akin to something like Mad Max than the society we live in today. Video games are a work of art, a technological marvel for how far we've come as a society technologically. It's quite obvious to me and my generation and people who understand games that they do not cause violence. Yes, some of the content these games portray is horrific and violent, but that doesn't mean they're training simulators for mass shootings. All in all, video games deserve to be admired, not scrutinized.